Hello. Today I'll be talking about the novel Escape Camp 14. The novel shows us how prisoners are treated with brutality, and our main character is no different. The protagonist is Shin Dong-hyuk. His birth name is actually Shin In-jung. He was born and raised in Camp 14. He was raised by the guards and taught everything, from labor working, but not reading or writing or anything illiterate. His parents actually did not know each other, but were forced together by the guards. And as a reward for Shin's father, Shin Sub, he got married to his mother. Shin watched his first execution at age 4, where he was required to watch them at least 2 times a year. Shin was actually distant with his father and brother, but he viewed his mother as competition for food. He would eat her food while she was doing labor work and would get punished by her for it. Later in the story, after a few short scenes telling us about the times in Shin's life, we find out that Shin actually found out about a plan his mother and brother had to escape North Korea. At night, he went and told the guards about the plan. Shin was taken to an execution place blindfolded. He thought he was going to get killed, but the guards actually forced him to watch the shooting of his brother. His brother was shot 3 times in the chest, and his mother was hung. Shin watched as his mother was getting hung and she tried to look at him, but he looked away. Shin thought he would later regret this, which he indeed did. Snitching was common and a good thing in prison. The more you snitch, the more food you get. Shin lives to regret this, and questions if it was the right thing to do. He was tortured for more information later, him and his father, both brutally and mercilessly. They tried everything to get information out of him, but it would never work. Years later, Shin meets a man, Park Kyung, who ran away from North Korea and was arrested once he came back. He was older than Shin and tells him how you can eat all the meat you want and food outside the world and outside of North Korea. Shin actually was injured while he was teaching Park how to sew. His middle finger cut off. They arranged a plan to escape at night, and when the guards looked away, they climbed over the electric fence and escaped. Park was sadly electrocuted and died. Shin actually used his body as a shield and escaped, gaining injuries in the process. It was actually a miracle how he was able to escape. He later planned to flee to China, where he thought he would be safe. But actually, Park never told him which way China was, so he was left alone. He spent 30 days, more than a month actually, trying to go for China, bribing guards with cigarettes and chocolate with money he stole. Now I'm going to talk about some facts about the novel. North Korean camps have existed more than Nazi camps in the Soviet Gulag. This is quite surprising. This is a chart from a TED Talk I've watched recently on YouTube. Another surprising fact is how Shin is the same age as Kim Jong-un, the current supreme leader of North Korea. The third, actually, which is rather ironic when you compare their lifestyle. The third fact is how Shin is now a human rights activist, and in 2008, he had a speech that got the attention of the Congression, and his most famous quote is, "I escaped physically, but I haven't escaped psychologically." This actually describes how he's still stuck even though he's escaped. This image shows the labor works that the prisoners have to do. It's quite brutal once you look at it closely. Surprisingly, Shin was never taught about any of the supreme leaders in the prison, which is quite shocking considering how they literally worship the leaders. The lesson we learn here is you have to appreciate what you have before time makes you appreciate what you had. This is a very big lesson considering we learn everything that went on. Thank you for listening. Yellow.